Listen, if you've ever stared at your running shoes with pure, unadulterated resentment after a night of hot flashes and absolutely zero sleep, yeah, consider this your loving but very firm intervention. We are exhausted, our hormones are having an absolute field day, and somehow we still beat ourselves up for not doing a 5 a.m. boot camp. Well, we're done with that. Today, in this explainer, we're staging a midlife intervention. We are finally, officially, ditching that toxic all-or-nothing trap. Seriously, why do those strict diets and intense workouts that worked perfectly in our 30s completely fail us now? Let's be brutally honest about the hormonal chaos we're dealing with. When your joints are aching and your brain feels like it's wrapped in thick cotton, spending an hour at the gym isn't just unappealing, it's a monumental mountain we literally do not have the energy to climb. So here is the absolute most crucial takeaway. You have got to bypass the all or nothing mentality. Hear me loud and clear on this one. If your mindset right now is, well, if I can't do the full hour, I'm just not going to do anything, you are setting yourself up for guaranteed failure. It's time to lay down the law. To actually get through this transition, we're going to rely on a scientifically backed framework of tiny, effortless steps. No more marathons. We're talking microscopic changes only. To really get why our old habits are failing us, we need to look at a little bit of behavior science, specifically B.J. Fogg's behavior model. It basically says that behavior happens when motivation, ability, and a prompt all converge at the exact same moment. That's B equals M-A-P. The issue is we unfairly blame our own character or lack of willpower when our new habits fail. But the reality, our motivation naturally dips. When we rely solely on high motivation to get stuff done, we are completely missing the other side of the equation, which is our ability.
And wow, look at how perfectly this captures our midlife struggle. Right now, our motivation is fluctuating wildly thanks to fatigue, plummeting estrogen, and low dopamine. That's just our wild biological reality. Since we cannot rely on motivation anymore, we have to make the ability incredibly high. In behavior science terms, that means making the required action so tiny, it's literally effortless. Like, even on your absolute worst day, you can still do it.
Okay, let's look at building effortless mornings and movement. Because, honestly, expecting a menopausal woman to wake up and instantly drop into a pristine 20-minute guided meditation when she's running on empty is basically a comedy sketch. We need anchors. So here's our first tiny habit. I like to call this the cup of coffee anchor. Step 1, you pour your first cup of coffee. Step 2, you sit by the window and look at something beautiful outside for exactly 60 seconds before you even touch your phone. That's it. Why does this actually work? Because getting that morning coffee is already an established, highly motivated habit, right? You don't need willpower for coffee. By layering a tiny 60-second mindfulness practice right onto that existing habit, you lower your morning cortisol with zero extra energy. Next up is the one sneaker step. We know we need to move to fight off joint stiffness and insulin resistance, but driving to the gym, way too high a barrier. So try this prompt instead. After you put on your shoes to grab the mail or feed the dog, simply walk to the end of your driveway and back. Exactly once. A 30-second walk, the whole shebang. It effortlessly bypasses that massive mental block of a quote-unquote workout. And this brings us to a really crucial psychological breakthrough, rewiring your brain to see yourself as someone who moves. See, once you're at the end of the driveway, your ability actually goes up. You're already outside, you're in your shoes, so you might just keep walking. And listen to me carefully here, even if you stop right there at the end of the driveway and go straight back inside, you still win. That tiny 30-second victory successfully hacks your identity. Now, let's talk about effortless steps for better sleep and afternoon energy. We're going to use that exact same unapologetic pacing to conquer the afternoon slump and revenge bedtime procrastination. Enter the doom scroll detox. We have to protect your brain from blue light because it absolutely destroys whatever precious melatonin you have left. But banishing the phone to another room entirely, that just causes anxiety. So we make the step tiny. Plug your phone in face down, exactly one physical step away from your nightstand, just slightly out of reach. When you jolt awake with a hot flash at 2 a.m., that tiny physical barrier gives your exhausted brain a split second to choose deep breathing instead of doom scrolling. Then there's the brain fog hydration hit. Trying to remember to drink 8 glasses of water a day takes cognitive energy that a woman dealing with midlife brain fog simply doesn't have. So we use a biological anchor.
When you finish using the restroom in the afternoon, immediately walk to the kitchen and drink exactly 3 sips of water. Going to the bathroom is non-negotiable. Your body makes you do it. Coupling that with an incredibly low ability requirement, just 3 little sips prevents the dehydration that so often triggers those awful afternoon hot flashes. So, let's look at the reality of menopause. Daily energy is completely unpredictable. If you create a lifestyle goal that requires high motivation, you are literally guaranteeing your own failure on the days your sleep is completely wrecked. And those days are going to happen. You have to stop planning for your best days and deliberately design your habits for your absolute lowest energy days. Which brings us to the ultimate takeaway, the midlife rule. Match your step to your energy. Consider this the supportive, tough love you need today. You have to make your required steps so incredibly tiny that even when you are bloated, exhausted, and just completely over it, your brain still goes, "Oh, I can definitely manage just that." If it feels like an effort, the step is still too big. Shrink it down again. So I'm going to leave you with a question today. What tiny, absolutely effortless step will your exhausted brain say a resounding yes to today? Is it looking out the window, taking 3 sips of water, moving your phone just 1 foot further away? Ditch the all-or-nothing mindset right now. Pick your tiny step and start reclaiming your lifestyle. Thanks for letting me guide you through this explainer, and I will catch you next time.